In this problem, we are asked to solve the linear inequality represented in the words 3 times a number minus 1 is no less than 8. So in order to solve this linear inequality, we must first construct it. Therefore, we can define our variable and say that n is equal to the number. Now we can translate the words into an algebraic statement. We know that 3 times a number can be represented as 3 times n, or 3n. So 3 times a number minus 1, so we'll take 3n and we'll subtract 1, is no less than 8. Now we need to interpret what does no less than 8 mean in terms of our inequality symbols. We could choose greater than or equal to, we also have our greater than symbol. We have less than or equal to. And finally, we have strictly less than. So let's see how we will translate no less than 8. Well, if we know a number is no less than 8, it means that that number has to be at least 8. And for a number to be at least 8 means that number can be greater than or equal to 8. Therefore, no less than 8 can be translated into our greater than or equal to symbol. Therefore, 3 times a number minus 1 is no less than 8, or 3n minus 1 is greater than or equal to 8. Now we can go ahead and solve this inequality. We want to isolate the variable on one side of the inequality, so we can start by adding 1 to both sides of the inequality, giving us 3 times n is greater than or equal to 9. Since we want to know what n is, we are going to divide both sides by 3. This results in the inequality that n is greater than or equal to 3. Now we must translate this into interval notation. If n is greater than or equal to 3, we would start and include 3 using our bracket. And since n is greater than or equal to 3, we would finish our interval notation with our infinity sign in our parentheses. Now let's check our work. To make sure that this makes sense, we can pick any number greater than or equal to 3 and use it in our statement. For example, if we say n is equal to 4, let's check that 3 times 4 minus 1 is no less than 8. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 minus 1 is 11, and 11 is no less than 8, or 11 is greater than or equal to 8.